We have a lot to cover today, so let's get started. The first area affects our business clients and their qualified retirement plans. How many of us review their plans and how they operate? What's new in this area that we should be thinking about?
The IRS has updated its Employee Plans Compliance Resolution Program. This program is designed to allow plan sponsors to self-correct problems at reduced costs.
Could you give us a little background on the EPCRP so we have some context for the modifications?
Sure. There have been self-correction programs for a while. There were various programs, and several years ago, the IRS grouped them under the umbrella of the Employee Plans Compliance Resolution Program. The program was last modified in 2013.
If I recall, the components of the EPCRP are the Self-Correction Program, SCP, Voluntary Correction Program, the VCP, and the Audit Closing Agreement Program, Audit CAP. So let's hit the highlights of the new modifications.
Well, one I think is going to be very welcome to a number of plans that have been making errors with respect to plan loans. And under the VCP, they can now self-correct, and the cost for small plans, meaning 13 or fewer participants, is only $300.
What about overpayments, where too much is distributed to a plan participant or beneficiary? What happens in that situation?
Well, in this case, self-correction can be used as well. The program can be used, and there are ways to self-correct. So you can ask the employee or the beneficiary who received the overpayment to make a repayment. But this isn't mandatory. The employer can make up the issue here along with interest.
One of the most common errors for qualified retirement plans is excess annual additions failing to properly figure the contributions. This can be self-corrected, right?
Yeah, as long as the excess is returned within 9.5 months after the close of the plan year. The modifications to the program make it clear that repeated excess amounts are not necessarily fatal. They don't necessarily demonstrate a failure to have the mandated policies and procedures in place.
What about the time limits for submitting a determination letter application with a VCP submission? What can you tell us about the time limits there?
Well, without going into details, modifications to the program give plan sponsors more time to do this.
Okay, what about egregious failures? Can they be corrected?
Well, egregious failures can't be corrected under the SCP program, but they can be corrected under the VCP program. And the kind of egregious failures we're talking about here is a plan that consistently limits contributions to highly compensated employees. So this kind of mistake, egregious failure, can be corrected.
I heard that the relief is welcome to businesses with automatic 401ks. Why is that?
Well, a couple of things, and I think that overall, because of the modifications in this self-correction program, it's going to make smaller employers more likely or more interested in using these automatic 401k programs because they know if they make mistakes, they can self-correct. So for example, if there are plan errors, the employer has to notify the participants about the errors. And if, for example, employees have been under-contributing, they have to be given more time to do this. Going forward, they can make larger contributions, and employers have to match these new contributions plus interest.
Okay, well, with all that said, Barbara, can you tell us when are these modifications effective?
Well, generally they're effective July 1st of this year. But plan sponsors can put them into effect on or after March 27th, 2015.